Hi, I'm Tiffany Johnson. I'm going to give an informative speech about hedgehogs. Hedgehog, good pet for you or not? When you hear the word hedgehog, do you think of Sonic the Hedgehog or a tiny pet hedgehog? Most likely, most people think of Sonic, but this one is happy and he is a pet. As you can see, he is used to being held and he is bonded to me. This is not something that happens naturally, but we will cover that within the speech. So I'm going to set him down so that way he doesn't try to crawl all over me. So before you consider getting a pet hedgehog, there are a couple questions you need to ask yourself. 1, are you able to take on the responsibility? 2, are you ready to take up the time to bond with your hedgehog so that way he's not wild? And 3, do you have the space for them as they are nocturnal animals? So first, the responsibilities of a hedgehog. You need to make sure you don't have children under 5, any seniors, or anybody that has an immune system issue, as they can possibly carry salmonella. Also, make sure you wash your hands before and after holding your hedgehog, or wear gloves. Next, we have more responsibilities, which is you need to make sure you have the time to bathe your hedgehog at least once a week, sometimes more frequently, depending on how their skin reacts. Because their spines do not create oil, so therefore their skin will get dry. And I like to use oatmeal mixed with yogurt for mine. Everybody's different. And according to National Geographic, that's why their skin gets dry, because they don't have oil on their spines. Next, we have to cover whether you have time to bond with your hedgehog. It takes a lot of time to get them to where you can actually hold them and they're not trying to ball up, and I'll show you what I mean by ball up. So because he is used to being held and he's used to me, he doesn't react. But he's not going to try to ball up for me. There we go. To keep him from balling up like this, you have to spend time with them. They have to know your scent, and they have to know that they can trust you. That's the only way that they will not have their spines reacted to where they poke out. That's the only way that they will actually harm you, is by you actually harming yourself on their spines. They won't, though their spines are not porcupines. So as long as they trust you, you have time to bond with them, they know your scent, you're good. They will have their spines laid down like he does whenever I pick him up. Next is having space for them, because they are nocturnal animals, and to keep them happy and healthy, there are certain requirements that they need for their space. They need a separate area to exercise with a wheel. They need areas to explore with a tunnel and balls. They need their own little space to have their food and their water, and then they need a place to have their little cave that they sleep in. They like to burrow underneath blankets, so that way they sleep during the day because they are sensitive to light. And once again, that's why they are nocturnal. And they like to scavenge for food, but they will also eat out of their bowl. He likes to eat, which any hedgehog that you own, you will feed them cat food, but it needs to have a certain ratio of a 1-to-1 phosphorus ratio. And that is very important to make sure that you have that certain ratio for their food, or else it will cause them major health issues. And that comes from BrookhavenAnimalHospital.com, and also supported by ExoticCompound.com. Also, when you do have your hedgehog bonded to you, and I like to run purple lights for mine because it is more sensitive to their eyes, and that way he gets adapted. He has actually adapted to where now he is awake for my hours, usually from 6 p.m. to about 12 p.m. It's when he will be awake. because I have purple lights for him and he doesn't have to have the regular lights on him. So they can adapt and adjust to your time schedule as long as you adapt and adjust to their light requirements. So, hedgehog, is it a good pet for you or not? Make sure you can take on the responsibilities, the bonding time, and you have the space for them.